Welcome back to News Channel 8 and our continuing coverage of Hurricane Milton. Tarpon Springs city officials say the hurricane brought over 18 inches of rain to that area and several gusts over 100 miles per hour. The strength of that took the sod right with that tree when it knocked it down. The storm and surge hurricane warnings have been discontinued, as well as a flood warning that was in effect a bit earlier in Pinellas County. Residents and non-essential personnel are encouraged to stay home.
And check this out. This is some of the damage from South Pasadena. Now, the city says almost everyone in that area is still without power and water right now. Anyone who evacuated is asked to wait a little bit longer before actually returning home.
And these shocking images from Venice this morning of boats and debris laid out across the shoreline. The city says they are finding debris, downed power lines, and traffic signals. They say to keep off the roads while they make their way through all of that destruction. And now returning to Manatee County, where all morning long we have been showing you some very extensive damage there.
Yeah, Brittany Muller has shown us some of that, but Chloe Sparks is joining us now live from Coach House Mobile Home Park in Palmetto with a look at what happened there overnight. How are things?
It is really sad over here. One thing that should put a little bit of a smile on people's faces, though, is that power trucks just showed up to take care of these down power lines you see just hanging over behind me. And then as we pan over to the right now to see all of this destruction here, several homes are just broken down. You can see tin, which is obviously the roofs that flew off of other homes, taking direct hits into other people's mobile homes. Now, there have been people coming by here that just look absolutely devastated, hands over their mouths. And over here, you see this roof on top of this blue house. Well, if you would believe it, I'll first say this. Emergency leaders told us this morning that there were homes on fire in here. We're not seeing them from where we're standing, but there are hundreds of homes in this mobile home park. Now I want to get to other places. This here in Palmetto, but there are several other mobile home parks that just look like this. Honestly, even worse. I would say that this, from where we're standing, looks better than any of the other mobile homes that we've seen this morning, if that shows you how strong Hurricane Milton winds were. Some of the other mobile homes affected 90% of them flew off. Also, Sunset Village in Bradenton, that was probably the most devastating we've seen so far this morning. That was one of our first stops this morning, where people were just going down with their flashlights, trying to see if anybody was in the homes. We didn't hear anything there. And then lastly, the one we're hearing about is Colony Cove in Palmetto. We couldn't get to it at the moment as these power lines are down, but we did hear from neighbors here in Palmetto what it's like over there.
Decimated. There's no roof. You got 3,000 trailers there. Every one of them's missing a roof. Golf carts flipped over down the street. It's bad.
Now, while crews work tirelessly around the clock to fix the power in these impacted areas, which I would say most mobile homes in Manatee County were probably impacted by Hurricane Milton. As far as we've seen, we've been to both Bradenton and Palmetto this morning and only heard not great things about all the other areas. But while they work to restore all this power, county officials are asking that you conserve water throughout the entire county, because they are just trying to get the job done so they can at least get some basic needs back to people, some who just lost everything. Guys.
Chloe, that is a welcome sight that just passed right by you. A power crew just passed right by, and I know they want to see that right now.
Absolutely. We know a lot of those crews are out there on the ground. Yes, out there on the ground looking to restore power. So I'm glad they were able to see that. Chloe Sparks, live for us in Manatee County. Thank you. Well, from panels ripped off the trop to transformer explosions, Pinellas County officials, they are urging you to stay home as well, keeping off the roads while storm recovery continues.
8 on your side's Lenny Supal is live in downtown St. Pete, right there at the trop with what's the latest there.
Good afternoon. Well, Milton has definitely left its mark here in St. Petersburg, changing the face to one of the most iconic structures in the city. The dome of Tropicana Field ripped to shreds as those powerful winds tore through the area overnight. Panels of the roof were scattered across the property this morning. That wind damage widespread throughout downtown St. Petersburg. We saw several down power lines, one car nearly clipping a power line on the street. Over on Beach Street, the park near the St. Pete Pier littered with uprooted trees and heavy branches that snapped off. Also, the bending arc hanging art structure also giving way to the fierce wind that whipped through the area. Mayor Ken Welch says that the wind plus 18 inches of rain caused a water main break that damaged the drinking water and sewer system. A boil water notice has been issued because of it.
Folks can start draining water in their home, like flushing toilets and brushing your teeth. However, due to waterline breaks, we also had to shut off drinking water last night around midnight. Crews have been out this morning making repairs to the drinking water system, and potable water is back on.
Meanwhile, all eyes will be on the St. Pete skyline this afternoon after a massive crane came crashing down, no match to those powerful hurricane-force winds that tore through the area, clipping one of the condo construction cranes that crashed into an office building near 400 Central Avenue. Now, inspectors are keeping a close watch on the wind gusts as that crane still leans against the office building, and it will lead to some serious conversations in the future. We understand that the city knew that this was a possibility going into the storm. They say it takes a specialized crew at least 1 week to bring down the construction crane. It's a conversation they had with the developer, and that Milton formed quickly, and there just wasn't enough time to bring that crane down. However, we will see conversations about safety rules and regulations because of it. Reporting in St. Pete, Lenny Supal, 8 on your side.
Lenny, thank you so much. We want to turn our attention now to Governor DeSantis, who is giving an update on things here in Florida.
Yeah, let's listen in.
Doesn't mean there's not going to be a lot of damage. Doesn't mean there's not going to be a lot we're going to have to contend with. But just in terms of what we were prepped for, I think that we probably have an abundance of resources. My sense is we'll probably be able to release a lot of the search and rescue resources that we've had on hand very soon, and then just get back to getting everybody back online with power, making sure the gasoline's flowing and everything. So all in all, everyone's done a good job up to this point. We got a lot more work to do, and I'll let Kevin come in and say a few things.
Thank you, Governor. I think in this situation here, where we're at, the strength of what happened here is organically our state mutual aid system. The very first group that was on hand here was a Palm Beach County Fire Rescue Search and Rescue Team. That's not even officially a part of our state 8-team search and rescue team system. Maybe we want to change that in the future and put them on that. But that Type 3 team, which is self-funded 100% by Palm Beach County Fire Rescue, was the first ones in to this situation. Followed.
All right, we're going to send it over to Lee Span now. It looks, blue skies in St. Petersburg.
Yeah, there's some clouds, there's some blue sky, and again, a new camera has come back online now. We do have our St. Petersburg camera of all places. I tried to spin it around to see if I could see the trop from our vantage point here at the California Closets camera, but I couldn't. So I just kind of spun it back around to downtown, where it's 78 degrees. Very low humidity and a breeze coming right out of the north. So there's a somewhat of a bit of a chill in the air. A lot of people have come in and said it certainly feels cooler, and we're going to keep that breeze coming out of the north. Right now, sustained winds at 14 miles per hour in Tampa, St. Pete, 18 miles per hour in Lakeland, 16 in Sebring. Obviously, we have some reporting stations that are still offline. They were working yesterday when Hurricane Milton roared ashore, and the Tampa International Airport recorded and measured a wind gust of 93 miles per hour. St. Pete at Albert Whitted Airport, which now we are starting to see some social media pictures of some damage at Albert Whitted, because it had 101 mile per hour measured wind speed, 102 in Sarasota. So certainly there was damage due to those Category 3 wind speeds, and it did make landfall with 120 mile per hour winds at around 8:30 in the evening near Siesta Key. That surge was reported close to 10 feet in downtown Sarasota. We're starting also to finally get down into the Venice community and where that water did rise. Even we're going to have to see just how high, but certainly surge south of where that made landfall. And then the rainfall, 12 to 17 inches north of the eye. If you've been watching us, you saw Sheriff Chronister and Melissa Marino in an area that normally doesn't flood, the university area of Tampa, Fletcher, Fowler Avenues, because of the 1.5 feet of rain, extensive flooding, and unfortunately that's only going to lead to swollen rivers over the next couple of days. Notice as we head through the rest of the day, we're still gusty now, and it stays pretty breezy. I mean, yes, it gets less, but you're going to notice that breeze throughout the day, and those winds are coming out of the north. That is drawing in much drier air, and not just lowering our rain chances, but lowering that humidity value. So the air feels a little more fall-like, feels a little lighter when you're out doing the cleanup work, which I'm already dreading going home and doing because I've seen my driveway looks like, and it is definitely covered in debris. So again, at least it won't be so oppressively hot and humid like it was after Helene, where you were doing that cleanup and it was really, really tough on your body. So we're going to keep it on the drier side. Yes, you may see a stray shower or two, a 20% chance today and tomorrow, but it would be very quick. It would be very light. I really want to focus in on how much more comfortable the air will feel when you're outside. It gets a little warmer, a little less breezy over the weekend, but we're going to see a lot of sunshine through the weekend as well. So hopefully this is a nice turn of events now. We can bring the sunshine back out.
Yeah, I know. Of course, we've been telling folks to stay off the roads. I made my way from Wesley Chapel back here, downtown Tampa. You saw folks with their windows down, kind of enjoying the fact that we do have that breeze right now.
Yeah, and we do got to talk about the rivers that are going to be flooding too. I do want to say that Pasco just sent us an email saying that sandbag locations are going to be opening up to be prepared for when that happens as well.
You know, usually we just talk about one section of our rivers in, you know, the entire Tampa Bay area. Right now, though, I'm watching all of our rivers rising and cresting at moderate or major flood stage.
Wow. So if you don't have your sandbags and you need them, several counties are helping you get prepared for that as well.
And that's over the coming days.
Yes.
It's going to keep rising.
All right, y'all make sure you be careful and stay alert. And remember, you can always get updates on Hurricane Milton track and damage online at WFLA.com and our WFLA app. We'll be right back.